What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Bean Big here, and today we are back at it again with two
Two
boys,
boys,
one
one
piece.
piece.
Baby, let's fucking
Let's go.
go! Every single
Back
time I gotta
again.
say that. Back at
Gotta hype up the
Gotta
intros.
hype up
Gotta
the
hype
intro,
up the
bro.
intros.
Bro, so while we're here, if you're watching this intro right now, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I never say that, but do
Yeah,
it.
hit the like button, subscribe button.
And
Boom.
hit the little bell notification.
Yeah, that
Follow
one.
me on Twitter and Twitch.
God damn. Calm down.
I have an Instagram too.
Okay. That's enough.
Follow me on
That's enough.
Tumblr.
Jesus, man.
Anyways, today we are coming over Driller Bark and just Driller Bark. I think this is the first time we've only covered a single arc, which
Yeah.
is a little untrue because technically all the other arcs are just very big multi arcs.
Yeah. But this is like one arc,
Yeah.
there's no traveling at all.
It's just all in Thriller Bark. It all takes place within like 6 hours or something. It's like
Yeah, it's quick.
in real time, it's pretty quick. And when you're reading it, it goes by pretty quick, unless you're me. But we can talk about that later. So where do we start it off? The Straw Hats left Water 7.
Yep, Straw Hats left Water 7 on their brand new ship, the Thousand Sunny.
Yeah, let's go.
Frankie just made.
And Frankie's a part of the crew now. They made up with Usopp completely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we leave off.
Mm-hmm.
We we're still getting acquainted with the Thousand Sunny and everything.
Yeah.
They got a fish tank on the back of it.
They do have a fish tank. Okay, well, let's just talk about the Thousand Sunny real quick. The Thousand Sunny is built different, dude.
The Thousand Sunny is... it's so crazy of a ship.
It's got a lot. I mean, there's a whole spot for Nami's Mekon trees. I forgot the name. No, tangerine.
Tangerines.
I don't know why I remembered the Japanese name, but not the English name. Which we haven't talked about that since fucking part 1 of this series. But yeah. So and there's like the ship is massive. There's the mast that Luffy likes to hang out on. I don't know why.
He built like a whole room up there, didn't he? Because it's up high. He's Luffy.
It is Luffy. They got a fish tank in there, which is crazy. If they
they got a fish tank.
They can just put it in there.
It's in like the there's like a lounge below or something like that.
They got a fridge with a lock on it.
Yeah, that's all one of the sounds you wanted.
Yeah.
They got like a weight room or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's crazy, dude. There's actually I don't know if we're ever gonna go to Japan like that, but there's a place where there's a life-size boat that's just a Thousand Sunny that you can go to and go into the Thousand Sunny. It used to be the Going Merry, and then
no, they replaced it.
They replaced it with a Thousand Sunny when that happened.
Oh, so that's really cool.
Really cool. It is really cool. It's pretty good. Also, there was a One Piece exhibit going on at Tokyo Tower. For a bit, or the Sky Tree, Tokyo Sky Tree.
Oh. Really?
And they had like a whole like play going on and everything because they love their stage plays. Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't know why, but
if we go to, I'm so sad I wasn't a One Piece fan when I went to Japan 4 years ago.
Yeah, Japan loves One Piece.
Yeah, I missed out on a bunch of merch and a lot of stuff.
I know.
But yeah, let's move.
Right,
let's move on to Driller Bark. Yeah, sorry. Hit the subscribe button. Hey, bro, I gotta become bigger on YouTube, man.
Start making money.
So they drift into the Florian Triangle. That's where we're at.
Yeah, that's like their log post is like pointing to an island like ahead of that.
Yeah,
like through the Florian Triangle.
It's pointing towards Salbodi Archipelago, which I think somebody told them.
I think so.
That's the next stop, but they have to go to the Florian Triangle in order to get there. And it's basically it's just a Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Oda likes to use real life locations in his stories, which I don't think we've talked about before, but like Alabasta and Egypt, Africa, especially with Nefertiti, like that's an actual name.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think we've talked about that.
No,
But
we haven't.
yeah.
But it's a pretty cool
Yeah, and then
detail.
Water 7 with Venice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that. Um, yeah,
So we got the
it's fun.
Bermuda Triangle, which
Yeah, go bunch of ghost ships.
it's a ghost
Ships
ship.
go in, never come out. You
Yeah,
know.
kind of thing. And they meet up.
Yeah,
They
like
they
that.
they run into a ghost ship.
Yeah, yeah, on their journey.
and
Yeah, they run into a big old ghost ship,
and
and they
then
hear some singing from it, I believe.
yeah, and then Luffy starts to board the ship because of course he boards the ship,
Yeah, of course.
and he
Gotta
meets up
explore.
with Dead Bones Brook, uh,
Brook.
the Gentleman Skeleton is how he
Yeah,
calls himself. Uh,
yeah. Frame 1, Luffy asks this man, "Do you poop?"
do you poop?
And then Brook's like, "Yes."
Yes, and then Nami's like, "Why did you ask him that question?"
He's like, "All right, join my crew."
All right, John Michael, he's like,
All right.
all right, cool. I mean, but I got something to take care of first. And he's
I'd love to.
and they're like, "How are you alive?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just a devil fruit ability."
Yeah, he just revived.
Yeah, which is okay.
Revive fruit,
The revive fruit,
I think.
something like that.
Like that.
But it's such what are devil fruits, man? Like,
That's just kind of a stupid.
because it's
devil
just
fruit.
like you don't even know if it's gonna work, because you're not gonna want to die, right? To test it out.
Yeah, like I mean, all he gained as an ability was just basically he can't swim.
He
anymore.
can't swim anymore, and he ate a devil fruit, and now he can't swim. And I'm sure his entire crew made fun of him at the time when he ate
yeah.
it. But so Brook dips. Oh no, they get captured by Driller Bark.
Yeah, they get captured by some gates,
And then Brook was like,
mysterious.
"Oh, well, this is what I was trying to end up anyway, so I'll catch you guys
Yep.
later."
Yep, and he just kind of jumps off the ship and runs on the water.
Yeah, because he's so light. Because he's just skeleton.
I don't
I
get
think
Brook.
physics doesn't matter
Yeah,
with him.
that's how it goes. He can jump. He can do like a lot of stuff because he's really light. Because he's a skeleton. But where is the force coming from? It's like
I don't know,
if you're
bro.
a skeleton,
I mean,
if you're a skeleton, it's not like you've got muscles to push yourself.
yeah,
But,
he does some interesting stuff. Like he can open his head up,
yeah.
and just he puts
Oh,
shit in
yeah.
there. It's like
Yeah.
an extra pocket for him.
What about that?
um,
He's a fun character.
he's a fun character. Yeah, he's definitely fun design.
Got a sick afro.
He's got a sick afro. He's got a sick backstory, which we'll talk about probably at the end of this because it doesn't get brought up until the end of Thriller Bark.
Yeah.
But okay, so he leaves and then
He's a musician too, right?
yeah, he's a
I think
musician,
that's-
which we finally found a musician, baby.
Yeah.
Luffy's dream will finally come true.
Luffy's like first crewmate, like idea. A musician.
A musician, baby.
He's finally got one.
Yeah, and then we end
But
up
yeah, Thriller Bark.
on Thriller Bark. The Straw Hats can't leave because they get stuck in a spider web or whatever.
Yeah, giant spider web.
And so Nami, Usopp, and Chopper take the Little Mary, which is a cute little
The mini
like
Mary.
rowboat, almost.
Yeah, it's a little paddle boat that Frankie built into the ship. He built a bunch of different like vehicles into the ship.
Like he built like we won't get into these till later, but like submarines and a bunch of other stuff. But
Yeah.
uh,
But so yeah, they take the mini Mary, modeled after the merry-go, of course.
of course, in honor of the merry-go.
Mm-hmm.
And they head out to the island, and then chaos ensues. They run into zombies.
Yep.
A dog that's got 3 heads, like Cerberus.
Yeah, it's all the island's all spooky themed.
All
so there's
spooky
like
themed.
ghosts and stuff.
You know what? When I got to the arc, it was October, which is really funny. October
that's
of
fun.
last year.
That's perfect.
It was perfect. But yeah, and so they end up getting super scared, and they run into the mansion, and then we don't see them for a little bit. I think at this point, I don't know.
Yeah, I think we kind of jump back and forth between the two groups.
The 3 scaredy cats and the built different crew.
Yeah, and the actual combat oriented crew.
So after a little bit, the rest of the crew goes on, and they go through the exact same paths. The difference being, they don't get scared of anything.
Yeah, they just demolish everything in their path.
Yeah, like Luffy, a zombie pops out the ground and Luffy sticks him back in.
That's one of my favorite moments from this thing. The zombie's like crawling out without a word. Luffy just walks over to him and just starts pushing him
Yeah,
back
just
down to the
puts
grave.
puts his hand on his head and just pushes him back in, bro. It's so funny.
Um,
And so we get this dissonance, this sort of juxtaposition
mhm.
of we
Like
have
actual,
like
yeah.
I don't understand why they separate their teams like this when they
I don't know.
know that Nami, Usopp, and Chopper are not built different. Like the other like three plus Nico Robin is pretty built different, and Frankie at this point is pretty built different. Like Chopper can do stuff, I guess. Chopper is probably the strongest out of the three scaredy cats. Um,
Mhm.
but like you guys need to split up better.
Yeah.
But so if we jump back real quick to Nami and the group, they meet up with Dr. Hogback.
Mm. Yeah. Chopper knows him as like a doctor who's done
A
like
bunch
great
of
research
great
in the
research
past.
in the medicine.
He was real famous and
Yeah.
everything, and then he just kind of disappeared. Everybody thought he was dead.
But it turns out we find out that he's been making zombies, and Chopper gets really mad at him because he thinks he's doing it for a good reason, but he's just doing it because he's I don't know. I don't remember the reason honestly.
No, I don't either.
There's some
It's
evil
just 'cause
stuff,
he kind
but
of
Chopper gets mad at him.
he's trying to like discover the cure to everything too, kind of similar to
Yeah, cure to death.
yeah, something like that.
And so do the Nami and them get captured? They run around the mansion for a little bit after they get mad at Hogback.
Um,
I think Nami gets captured, but Usopp and Chopper don't.
yeah,
Cause,
I think so. I
cause,
think they make their way like outside. Um,
cause Nami, well,
something.
Nami gets peeped on in the bass by an invisible dude, which we'll talk about later. But
Oh yeah.
I think she gets captured by the invisible dude.
Oh yeah, no, because Hogback, he's like, all right, come in. You guys can stay as guests, you know,
Mm-hmm.
from all the zombies outside. He's like being deceiving, I guess.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the other Straw Hats are catching up, and man, this is there's kind of a lot of stuff that happens.
I know it's pretty dense.
It's pretty dense, but I mean, like, it's hard to. We don't. I don't want to be here for an hour. So
Yeah.
the other straw has to get captured. Luffy is the first one to get captured, and this is where we run into Gecko Moria, one of the
Gecko
seven
Moria.
warlords of the sea.
Yeah.
Did we see him before this?
No, this is the first time he pops up.
Okay.
But he is mentioned a lot of the time, like a lot of times, like in this arc up until now. Like they, I think even Brook mentions like his shadow was stolen by. Oh, we never even got into that.
No.
Brook,
Brook doesn't have
can't
a
go into
shadow.
the sun. Yeah, he can't go into the sun because he has no shadow, and he'll die if he goes into the sun.
He'll
or
die.
something.
He'll die again.
Again. Yeah.
I'm curious if Brook had gotten his shadow stolen before he was a skeleton, and then he went into the sun. Would the fruit be able to revive him from what happens when you stand in the sunlight?
Would it have been able to revive his like ashes?
Ashes, because you dissipate. You're basically like a vampire at that point.
Yeah. Good question.
That
Good
is
question.
a very fair question.
I don't know. I'm surprised it just. Brook's all bones because it took him a while to like find his body.
Yeah, it took him like a whole year, and his body was already decomposed at the point. Because what happened was his spirit left his body, right? His soul left his body,
Yeah.
and he wandered around for a while as a soul,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just came back into his body after like a year of wandering.
Yeah.
And that's why he's a skeleton. So if he had come back in immediately, he probably would have just looked like a normal human still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, Brook's weird.
Brook is weird, but Luffy gets a shadow took.
Yeah, Luffy. Yeah, I forgot that Luffy just runs up and finds Moria.
Yeah, and then he gets a shadow took. And then
Yeah.
back onto the ship he goes, because we find out that Moria fucking sends people back onto their ship so that they just leave, because he doesn't kill them. But
Mm-hmm.
he didn't explain to them. He doesn't explain to them how his abilities work. So they don't. So an average person wouldn't know that when you don't have a shadow, you can't stand in sunlight. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's counterintuitive. He should keep them as prisoners, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know why he does. He either just lets them roam around on the island or just puts them on a ship.
And sends them out to the
Yeah.
fucking Grand Line by themselves. Like if
I
sunlight
don't know.
doesn't kill them, the Grand Line definitely will when you have no navigator
Yeah.
or anything.
And then you lose your zombie. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, and then
Yeah,
yeah, so his yeah, I don't know.
that's more his power is like the shadow fruit. He can cut people's shadows off. He can manipulate his own shadow. But the reason the zombies are around is just because he cuts off people's shadows and then sticks them to dead
Into
bodies.
corpses, yeah.
Yeah.
And we meet. This is an important bit that I want to bring up. We meet the person who has Brooks' shadow is a guy named
Mm,
Ryuma, who's a samurai,
right.
and Zoro and Ryuma go head toe to toe. And actually, I want to talk about this fight specifically because the fight
Hmm.
starts with Zoro getting hit back, and then we cut back to the beginning of the fight. Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
start the fight in the middle, and then we go back to the beginning. So it makes you think
Mm.
that Zoro is gonna lose the fight.
Yeah, because he says something that's like, there's no way he'd ever lose,
Yeah.
something like that. And then,
Uh,
yeah, then it cuts back.
and then it comes back, and we find out that Zoro didn't lose at all. Like,
No.
and he earns Ryuma's respect, and even Brook is like, man, he like. First off, Brook is surprised that Ryuma can use his sword skills better than him. But
Yeah.
Ryuma,
'Cause
the corpse, used to be a swordsman, which is why.
yeah, he also has one of the excellent quality swords, I believe. Excellent
Yeah,
grade swords.
he's got one of the higher grade swords.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it was excellent. If I recall.
and when Zoro defeats him, uh, Ryuma gives him the sword. So Zoro's got a new sword now.
Yeah.
Another excellent blade. And
Yeah, because
yeah, good.
oh yeah, because one of his swords got
Busted.
dusted in the last arc. I
Yeah.
forgot.
We didn't talk about it, but yeah, that
No.
happened. So now he has another sword. And then Brook sprays salt on Ryuma because that's the zombie's weakness, salt. Which is
Hmm.
kind of inconvenient when you're on the water. Whatever.
Yeah.
When you're in the
If
ocean.
yeah, if salt gets in their mouth, it's like it returns their shadow back to the owner.
Man, and Brook has a shadow back. We cut out the we kind of skipped over the part where Brook explains the salt rule.
Yeah.
But after the three strongest members of the crew get caught, Brook runs into Nico, Robin, and Frankie fighting a zombie, and he defeats it using salt.
Yeah, spiders, that big old spider zombie on a
Bigger spider
bridge.
zombie, and that's when we find out that the weakness is um, salt. And
Hmm.
Frankie and Nico find out Brook's backstory, even though the audience doesn't at the time.
Yeah.
Um, but moving on, so Ryuma, he's done. He's also from Wano, which is an interesting piece of details because the author is fucking crazy. Wano being the most recent arc we're on right now, the most recent
Oh,
island we are in
well,
One Piece chapter 1000.
wow. Okay.
Like, and this is the first mention of it in the story, I'm fairly certain.
I think so.
Wow. Also, Ryuma is, Oda wrote a one shot back before he wrote One Piece, called
Hmm.
Wanted, about a wandering samurai, and Ryuma is the main character of that.
Yeah.
And it's apparently later on we find out that Wanted is canon to the One Piece universe, so that actually Ryuma
Oh.
is it's the same guy. It's not just a reference. It is the actual
Wow.
same guy.
That's really cool. Huh.
Yeah, it,
But
it is really dope. I haven't read Wanted, but
mhm.
I might have to give it a read.
Yeah, go to read to know what's up now. Huh.
All right.
Yeah. So where are we?
I don't know honestly. Let's talk about
Um.
Luffy
Huh.
Shadow gets stuffed into a big ass giant.
Yeah, like they're like that thing's like twice the size of the giants we've seen before.
Yeah.
Call them oars. I guess he
Oars.
used to be a pirate captain, right, or
Mhm.
something. Just big beast.
Mhm.
Luffy's shadow gets put into this giant thing.
And it starts acting
Um,
like Luffy right away. Like it's like I want to be
yeah,
the king of the pirates.
Yeah, I want to be the king of the pirates.
And then he starts
Yeah, he starts
attacking.
punching.
And he's
Yeah, he
like,
starts
gum,
attacking.
gum, pistol. And he's like, huh, first, I thought it was
Why is
supposed
it?
to stretch.
Yeah, I'm not stretching.
Yeah. And he's like, ah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he starts climbing up to like the top of the castle and stuff.
hmm
He's fun.
Yeah, he is really fun. And meanwhile, the other Straw Hats are fighting the other, like, sort of zombie generals.
Yeah, I think they're called the Mysterious Four, I believe.
Yeah. So we got Absalom, Lola.
Is she one of them?
I don't know, but she wants to marry Absalom, so it's whatever. Absalom is the guy who took Nami earlier.
Yeah.
Perona.
Yeah, Absalom looked at Nami. He's like, "You're my wife. You'll be my wife.
You'll be my wife." And then Nami lied to Lola and said that she was a dude. She just likes to cross dress. That was it. Thriller Bark. If Thriller Bark has one thing, it has a lot of jokes. It's very.
Yeah, Thriller Bark's comedy is great.
It's comedy on comedy, and it's very fun. But the only two zombie general fights I remember are Absalom and Perona. So I guess we should just talk about those two. I think those are the best two fights that happened.
Yeah, I think maybe
Chopper fights
Ryoma was
one of them. Rima might be one of them too. But I think Chopper
I think Hogback, I think, is one of them as well.
And Chopper fights him for sure. Because he's like, I'm gonna teach you whatever, don't mess with lives or whatever. It's for your own personal gain. But Sanji versus Absalom. This fight's mostly comedy, honestly. Because Absalom and Sanji are like two birds of a feather.
Yeah, they both want a wife.
Yeah, but Sanji has a burning rage towards Absalom.
Yeah, we don't know why, but
I mean, we might as well say why right now. I don't think.
Yeah.
We might as well get this over with. You want to do the honors of explaining why Sanji fucking hates Absalom?
I guess. Basically, Absalom's power is the clear fruit, so he can turn himself and things like that he touches invisible. And the reason why Sanji is so mad at him is because when Sanji was a young boy, he wasn't really all that interested in devil fruits. He read a book on them and he was like, none of these are all that great, except for one. That being the clear fruit. So Sanji could turn invisible and peep at women while invisible.
I don't like this joke.
I think it's funny, but I feel like Sanji is more of a gentleman than that.
Yeah, he definitely is. So Thriller Bark,
but I wouldn't put it past him.
Put Sanji at my number 2 spot because he was previously at my number 1 up to this point. And Usopp beat him out in this arc, mostly because of the fight with Perona, which we'll get into in a second. But I do think it's just like there's no build up. There's no like we've had Sanji peeping before. But it wasn't really that bad.
Yeah.
Like it was just with the boys. We talked. It was in Alabasta. We didn't talk about this in our video, but when they're in the baths, they look over to the girls' side, and then Nami hits them with the fucking Nami charges them basically. Because Nami takes her towel off, and then she's gonna be like, "That's gonna be like 100,000 berries each."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And even the king is looking over on the other side.
The king, I'm pretty sure, is the one that encouraged it.
Hey, young boy's gotta look over. Even though his daughter was on the other side, that's weird.
Yeah, bro.
He was just looking at Nami probably, but it's still a little weird.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, Sanji doesn't really pervert a lot.
Nah.
So this joke just came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a terrible joke. I mean, like, it's just anime shit. I've seen worse anime shit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't detract from the arc as a whole. It's just sort of interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of just a throwaway joke, I guess.
Yeah. But we move on to Usopp versus Perona, and this fight is fun, dude.
Yeah, Perona's shown up a couple times before this.
Oh yeah, she controls ghosts.
Yeah, she can control ghosts, and when they pass through somebody, they just they get really depressed.
That's right. Actually, I just remembered this joke right now.
Yeah. So
when she meets Usopp, she does the same thing to him. And Usopp goes, I already am depressed at all times. You
I'm
cannot
already really depressed.
you cannot make me feel any worse than I already am. And so Perona finds her natural enemy.
Perona hits him with the Ineru look.
And so Perona starts booking it. And so Usopp is like, all right, guys, I'll go take care of her since I can take her. In this fight's this is the most mind game fight I feel like we've had up to this point.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Usopp is chasing after her and she's running away.
Mm-hmm.
And Usopp's getting kind of cocky for a little bit.
Yeah, because Usopp's like, you can't touch me.
Yeah.
I can't touch you, but you also can't touch me.
Well, no, yeah,
also.
no. So, no, she was running away at first, and then at one point, she disappears, and then he sees her again. And now he can't touch her. Like, he was able to touch her before, and now he can't touch her.
Oh, yeah.
And so now Usopp starts running away.
Mm-hmm,
and he runs...
Yeah, then she starts, like, using exploding ghosts
yeah.
or whatever.
And he runs into a room, and then he starts thinking, he's like, why can't I touch her anymore? And then he realizes he could touch her before, and then she disappeared. So she can control ghosts. So he figures out that she must have turned herself into a ghost, and her real body must be somewhere else. And he just stumbles upon her room where her body's just fucking chilling. And the way he defeats her is by just outscaring her, which is an interesting thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He like convinces her that he's like one of the strongest pirates around.
He was just
10-ton mallet.
He was just joshing her because he used an impact dial on her, and she was like,
"Oh yeah."
On one of she called backup, and he used an impact dial on them, and they got one shot. And then she's like, "Oh, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm actually really fucking strong. I was just fucking messing with you before." And then she starts freaking out, and he starts putting bugs on her, and she starts freaking out even more. And then he pulls out the 10-ton mallet, which is just a blow-up balloon.
Yeah, and it says 10 tons on it.
Yeah, and so he bonks her on the head with it, and it explodes. And
but she just passes.
The fear from fucking from like death looming over her just fucking makes her fucking foam at the mouth and pass out.
She thought she was about to get flattened.
Yeah. And that fight's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that fight was great. Yeah, Usopp's fights I really enjoy just because he has to play mind games with his enemy. He can't just brute strength kind of hit them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real different from like Luffy and Zoro's fights. Even like Luffy, Zoro, Sanjo.
Yeah.
I messed that up.
Yeah, Usopp's great. That's why he's my favorite character in the suit.
There you go.
We're not ranking the Straw Hats right now, but Usopp's my favorite.
Yeah.
So that's all the generals defeated. Now we should talk about Hogbeck defeated by Chopper, but I can't really remember how that fight goes, honestly.
Yeah. I think I don't know.
He turns Sindri on him, cause Hogbeck starts, whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Sindri.
Yeah,
she was important.
She was somewhat important. She's not that important.
No.
Regardless, Luffy comes back from the ship, cause he woke up pretty fast.
Yeah.
I think they found him and they said meat, which is how they were, Luffy, your meat.
Yeah, of course.
And he runs into not Hogbeck, Gecko Moria again, and he starts attacking him, and he's like, well, you only got until sunrise, bro, but if you can somehow knock me out before then, Oh, well, no, I think he specifically said, I have to let them go willingly. You can't knock me out. I think we'll come back to this point.
Yeah, he does have to let them go willingly, I think.
We'll come back to this point. But anyways, Luffy basically loses and he ends up somewhere else. And he meets all these other people who have been refuging on Thriller Bark. Sort of hiding from Gecko Moria, who don't have shadows anymore.
Yeah, because they hide in Thriller Bark because it's all dark and misty all the time,
Yeah. And they're like, Luffy, you're our only hope. You got this. And so they're like, we have a secret tech.
Yeah, we have a strategy to beat him.
And so they just start stuffing shadows into Luffy.
Yeah, they figured they could take the shadows off of the bodies with salt and then hold them for themselves.
Yeah, And so when you stick shadows into a person who's still alive, it just makes them stronger. Which I
Yeah.
don't know why that works like that. This shit is just
It's because you stick them onto zombies and they gain the experience of everything like that,
yeah.
But I guess you can't. It's hard to stick shadows onto living people, but you still get like similar effects to it, I guess.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The first one they do, I think, is like a swordsman, and they're like they
Oh yeah, they do give him a sword, right? And then
yeah they give him a sword, and he's like, I don't know how to use this, and then they throw an apple at him, and he's just like, whoosh.
perfect cut. Like he cut it so fast the apple didn't even realize the atoms had been cut. Just a little One
Nice
Punch Man
reference.
joke.
Nice reference. But yeah, so that's how they explain that.
And so they stuff what 100 into him.
Yeah, something like
That's
that.
crazy. Meanwhile, Kuma shows up on the island. And
Mm.
he talks to Gecko
Um.
Moria.
Well, the I remember Kuma shows up. Because Perona wakes up. Oars is like destroying the island.
Mm-hmm.
The island's going down. Perona's leaving. She took all the treasure, and she's like stocking it up on the Thousand Sunny.
Yeah, and
Um.
Nami's coming back to the Thousand Sunny too at that point.
Yeah.
Because she
Um.
sees Kuma show up. I remember.
Yeah. And then yeah, Kuma shows up on the ship. In front of Perona, and Perona's like, it's like, get out of my way.
Yeah, and he's like,
Uh.
"Where do you want to go on vacation?"
If you were to go on a vacation, where would you want to go? And then just
Well, yeah,
just
Sperona's
disappeared.
like, I mean, I don't know why you asked, but I guess like a dark, creepy castle.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
and then Kuma's like, okay.
All right.
It's
Just gone.
disappeared.
We don't know where she went.
We don't know where she went yet.
Thought she died. Honestly.
Yeah, yeah, that's it's fair. I thought she died too. I'm gonna be real.
I guess it's spoilers that she isn't dead, but like,
People don't die in One Piece.
no.
Nobody died up to this point. Even people who you think should have been dead are not dead.
That's true.
And
That's
Neru's
true.
on the moon breathing.
I forgot about that. Yeah. 'Cause that cover story is in Thriller Bark.
Yeah.
Arriving on the moon and everything.
Uh,
Somehow.
but anyway, so come back to Luffy. Luffy squares up against Oars, then Gecko Moria.
Yeah,
And
because Luffy's all buffed up now.
This is a fun fight. I like this fight.
Yeah, Oars versus Luffy versus Oars.
And Gecko, yeah, and Gecko gets into Oars like it's fucking Gundam.
Oh, like a mech, yeah. Forgot about that.
Starts controlling him. He's controlling his shadow now, so he can make him stretch. And Oars is like, yeah, I knew it stretched.
Yeah, so Oars is like got Luffy's powers now, so he knows how to properly fight. So they're like wrecking the island.
Yeah. This fight goes on for a little bit. We find out that Gecko can switch places with his shadow at will, which is again just stacking shit on his abilities. That just
I know. His ability's really strong.
but Luffy bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, he bodies Oars.
And then Gecko Moria's like, "Fuck you! If you could do that, I'm gonna do it too." So he takes everybody's shadows, like 1,000 shadows.
Yeah.
And he just stuffs them all inside of him. And Luffy's like, fuck, we still gotta win. Actually, you know what? Before we move on to that, I wanted to say Thriller Bark has the best fights in the series for me so far.
Really?
Because of the Oars fight. Because there hasn't been a lot of strategy in fights until this point.
Oh,
And against Oars, they use Chopper's brains to target his joints in order so that he can be like so he can fall to the ground.
Yeah, you're right.
They have Zoro cut up a tower in order so Sanji and Frankie can kick it towards Oars in order to hit, the
Yeah, it is. It is like a whole crew fight.
Yeah,
You know?
it's such a good fight. That. Sorry, I totally forgot about that until just right now.
Yeah,
Because it's been so long since I've read Thriller Bark, but yeah, no, incredible.
Huh.
Yeah. Gecko Moria fight less interesting by default. They just kind of punch him in the stomach.
Pretty much.
And this is what
he gets really big.
Yeah, it's whatever. He gets really big. Luffy punches him in the stomach and he spits up all the shadows. It's what I don't like because he just kind of passes out and then everybody's shadows get returning. Meanwhile, Zoro and
Well,
Normal and
he
Sanji
like
were about to disappear.
he gets the whole tower dropped on him,
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
he?
true.
Like there's a little bit of strategy.
Hmm.
He is really strong for a little bit, you know. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, but no, my issue is he said earlier that he has to willingly release the shadows, but he doesn't willingly release them here, so it feels like
I
kind of
I think the reason why that happened is because he like ate all the shadows, you know,
yeah.
like Luffy did.
And then he spit them all back out. Yeah,
Yeah, if he hadn't like been knocked out, then he probably could have kept them.
yeah,
But since he was like, you know, out of it.
yeah. I also heard that. I've also heard the excuse that he already felt like he lost at that point, so
Hmm.
that's why he
So
released
he
all the
just let
shadows.
them go.
Yeah, doesn't matter. It's a small
Alright.
point in the Thriller Bark narrative.
Yeah.
What isn't a small point in the Thriller Bark narrative? Kuma is still on the island,
Yeah.
and
And
all the Straw Hats
yeah,
are
they
tired at this point. Like they're all.
yeah, everybody's like, we just beat one of the seven warlords. We gotta fight another.
Luffy passed out because he had too many shadows in him for too long.
Alright, alright.
Um, and so Kuma's like, "I need to take your captain," and Zoro stands up and he's like, "You're gonna have to take my head instead. You're gonna have to settle for me."
Yeah.
And Sanji also wakes up, but Zoro kicks his ass out. No, me.
I thought it was more that Kuma like, used a shockwave and knocked everybody out. This
Oh, he
pawpaw
did.
fruit.
He did use his paw.
Yeah, that's what when we get revealed is that it's the pawpaw
His
fruit
paw
and then
fruit is
it's
busted.
stupid busted.
He can take. Well, here. Okay, so Zoro says, "I'm not gonna. I'm willing to die for my captain."
Hmm.
And then Kuma's like, "Let me test that resolve." And he takes all the fatigue and pain out of Luffy and gives it to Zoro. Which is like, what? How does pause do that?
I don't know. Why I don't get why the pawpaw fruit is so stupid strong, man. It makes no sense.
It's so stupid. but but anyway, Zoro bodies this because Zoro being Zoro, he bodies this, and Kuma
Yeah.
recognizes his resolve and says, I don't have to bring you guys back because like the government didn't even know he was there, that they
Yeah.
were there. He just sent to talk to Gecko Moria,
Yeah.
which he did. I don't remember what they talked about.
I
Oh,
don't
I
remember.
think he invited him to
Oh yeah,
something.
yeah. He talked about the yeah, they're getting invited to like defend Ace, I believe.
Yeah, well, you don't
Um,
have to say his name like that.
well, I mean, we talked about it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because Blackbeard captured, yeah, beat Ace, and I think that's when it like when it's revealed is that Blackbeard beat Ace, and they're going to execute him, I believe.
All right, and it's revealed at the end of this arc. I can just talk about this right now. Luffy checks his Vivre card,
Oh yeah.
and it starts like it's fading a little bit, like barely.
Uh-huh.
And so, but Luffy's like, just leave Ace B for right now, because I'm sure he can get out of any pickles he's in.
Yeah.
But all right. So Kuma dips because he's like, I don't have to take you guys in right now.
Yeah.
And then the aftermath, they all party time,
Yep.
and
Yep.
we get Brook's backstory, which
Oh
is my favorite backstory up to this. I say this every episode. I say everything every episode. Well, I haven't said a specific line so far, but
yeah.
my favorite backstory is Brook up to this point. It's so sad. It's so tragic.
It's really good.
But it's
like
so well executed.
no, it really is. Um.
Man.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody's having a party and Binks is like playing a song, you know, and they're
Look.
like play that play that one song that you were playing when we first found you on the ship. Um and he's like, "Oh, I have a dial for it right here."
Yeah.
Um
In his head.
yeah, in his head where he was keeping it. a sound dial.
It's
So he's
interesting that he has a
recording.
sound dial. We can talk about it in a little bit, but
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know where he
because
got it from.
he was well, he was on the Grand Line for so long. He might have ended up in Skypia, maybe
I think it was more that he just like
stumbled
bought
upon
it.
it. Oh, or
Yeah,
bought it.
because
Yeah.
I think they do mention that there are like some dials that make their way down.
Yeah, and there's other
Um.
Sky Islands which we won't get into for a while, but there
Right.
are
Right.
other Sky Islands that exist that aren't Skypia. Um,
Huh.
yeah, so he might have been
Yes.
to one of those, but
Could have gotten it from one of those.
yeah, but yeah,
Just a convenient thing for him to have like a recording of it.
yeah, and so he starts playing the song,
Mm-hmm.
and we get, man, it's so sad.
It's so sad.
It's because what's on the song is his final recording of his crew before all of them died,
Yeah.
and they're all sing. They all decide, we're pirates. We signed up for this. We're gonna go out singing.
Singing. Yeah.
And it's such a powerful moment, bro. Because
Mm-hmm.
Brooke is playing it on the piano, but we're getting the flashback at the same time. This is one of those moments where I wish I had watched the anime for this first.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, with the song in the anime, come on, man. But,
Yeah.
oh.
Because you get like the song in the manga with the lines, but you can't really tell the
Yeah,
rhythm
you don't
of
know
it
the
at all.
melody or how it, like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, so Brooke was on the Grand 50 years ago, right?
50 years ago. Yep.
He was venturing the Grand Line with the what were they called? The Roomba pirates, Roombar pirates,
Rumbar.
Roombar pirates, and they were vibing. They met a baby whale,
Oh yeah.
and because the Roombar pirates love to sing, all of them at least know how to play an instrument. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's like one of the requirements, I think. And the Roombar pirates' motto is, "We're we we we're always cheery. We can make children smile," or something like that. But they catch wind of a baby whale, and
Yeah.
they leave the whale at Reverse Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Because
Uh,
they don't.
they
It was
didn't.
just a baby. They
It's
didn't
just a
want to take
baby.
it
They
on.
didn't want to take it to on the Grand Line. Yeah.
Yeah. Laboon.
Laboon, yes, dude. It's such a big dude. The Four Kids dub cut Laboon out the story. I just want to say this right now.
Oh. Wow.
The Four Kids dub took that out. They also took out some filler before then, which is funny because the Four Kids dub
Laboon
has.
is not filler. Though.
I know, but it's so sad. Anyways, they never made it to Thriller Bark. Four Kids never made it. I think they only adapted up to Alabasta. But
Ah,
man, if they had got into Thriller Bark, that would have been
that would have been crazy.
that would have been crazy. But yeah. So and then the Brooke, we don't remember. So Brooke's captain died of an illness, and then Brooke became the captain.
Yeah.
And then they still traveled for a few years, but then his whole crew got bodied by something. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, what they did was the the captain was really sick, so they sent him and a couple of crewmates out of the Grand Line.
Oh, through the
To go
calm belt.
Yeah, through the calm belt to try and grab some to try and get some help for him,
Yeah.
And that's where the old man watching over Laboon, that's where he got the information that they left,
Yeah.
They weren't coming back for him,
Oh, I see. Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, but yeah, Brooke's crew gets bodied. They all sing to death. And
Yeah, they'll
then-
get poisoned, and then they're all dying while they're all singing.
Yeah,
man.
that's powerful, dude. They're all dropping, and then Brooke is like, a trio, a duo, a solo.
Yeah, quintet, trio, duo.
A solo. And he's playing the piano and he's bawling, dude.
He's crying, dude.
And then, you see him on the floor, and then he wakes up a year later because his soul traveled on the same ship. And they could have ended it there, but they had to show us him on the ship by himself for a while.
Yeah, and he's still like singing and everything, just reminiscing about the old days.
Yeah,
bro.
he has dreams where his crew's still alive, but then he wakes up and it's so sad.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful flashback.
Yeah, and then there's I remember this was a thing. Ryoma was like trying to cut off his afro and everything, Brook was really defensive of his afro
Oh
because that
yeah,
was the one feature that Laboon would remember about him
yeah, because it
because he
doesn't
was all
like
skin
anything
and
like
bones.
yeah.
Ah,
Oh, and
man,
that's basically Thriller Bark.
that's pretty much Thriller Bark. The person they meet in the forest, the person who had Lola's shadow, I believe.
Yeah,
She gives them a Viver card, or
of
how do you pronounce that?
Vivric. I don't know Viver card. It
Ivry?
doesn't matter.
I, I don't know.
Just pronounce it how
Um,
you want. Oh, of their mother.
yeah, of her mother, and I think I know who her mother is, but
Yeah, I mean we
um,
don't have to get into it right now, but
yeah.
uh, it's a detail I forgot about until I got to that point. Um, but her mother's in the New World, which is on the other half of the Red Line,
Right, right.
and the Straw Hats are getting towards Saubodi Archipelago,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it. So what do you think about Thriller Bark?
Uh, I personally, I did like this arc. After at first when I when I came into it, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a filler arc.
Oh
Um,
yeah, no, I don't
or
blame you.
because I hadn't heard anything about this arc. Like I've seen bits from like every other arc, I believe.
Yeah.
But this arc I hadn't heard anything about. I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a filler arc until Gecko Moria showed up, one of the warlords, and I'm like, oh, this is actually like a whole arc.
Yeah, it's if you've seen all our videos, which there's 3 people who consistently watch this series, so thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, every video we keep saying this is so far our favorite arc in One Piece. It's like a broken record at this point
Yeah,
because each arc is East.
it progressively gets
It's
better.
East Blue and then it's Alabasta and then it's Skypiea and then it's Water 7 and you're just like, bro, it's just so good. Banger after
Yeah.
banger, better and better every time. And then you get the Thriller
Mhm.
Bark and you're like, that arc was okay.
Yeah, I would put Thriller Bark on like I'd still put Thriller Bark on like Alabaster or Skypiea level. I think I rank it around there.
Okay, I
Um,
put it a little lower, but
there's just a lot of fun moments in it.
yeah, it is more fun than I give it credit for than I would have given
Yeah,
it credit for before. But
yeah, and there's a lot of cool stuff that
you
happens.
know,
It feels
comedy
very
is
separated though.
peak. Yeah, it is very separate. And as a follow up to Water 7, I mean, honestly, how
Yeah,
could you follow up Water 7? Uh,
yeah, I don't know. Water Seven was really so good.
just so good. Um,
Yeah, I do think the villains on this arc was a lot more like a lot better. I think.
yeah, you know
My
what? Talking about it like this, I hated it back when I first read it, first off. But I only had read like maybe 10 chapters of it and then I stopped reading. So I started it
Okay.
in October, but I didn't finish it until November when I got back to One Piece.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I took a month's break from One Piece.
Huh.
Basically like a whole month. Not even like it was basically 2 months because I started it at the beginning of October and I didn't pick up One Piece till like the 28th of November.
Hmm.
Um, and when I got back to it, it was definitely way better. The second half was way better than the first half in my opinion
Hmm.
because it's just a lot more fun. And like I said, the Oars fight is fun. The Perona fight is good. The comedy is on point for most of it, except for that one Sanji joke. But you know how I feel about that already. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Kuma showing up is wild. It's just
Yeah, Kuma. I was not expecting Kuma to
it
show up at all.
it is a good like it's still One Piece. Like One Piece still can't mess up an arc, you know. Like so
Yeah,
far
so far.
it's still like crazy good.
Hmm.
If we were to
Hmm.
compare it to like I don't know, the Red Ribbon Army arc from Dragon Ball, it's just like you haven't seen Dragon Ball?
I have not seen the original
Okay,
Dragon
well
Ball.
you
No.
need or you just read the manga. Anyways. But fuck.
Trying to go with
My
a different
point is
example now.
lost. It's the Garlic Junior saga.
Right.
That's a
Okay.
filler arc. Kind of an unfair comparison, but It's still a lot better. I mean, I'm not ragging on Dragon Ball. I still love Dragon Ball, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still good. It's still good. My point is, it's still good, even though it probably goes near. It's near the bottom of my One Piece arc ranking.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
isn't it isn't Water 7, but it doesn't have to be. That's my
No.
fault for comparing
Yeah.
them. They're different.
Again. Yeah. Yeah. Again, to me, I think to me it feels closest to like Skypiea before this because it's its own kind of separate thing, separated from the
Mm-hmm.
world. There's one real kind of strong threat
Mm-hmm.
along with a few others, and it's got its own kind of like systems to it. It's
Mm-hmm.
got its own kind of lore, like story to it. Kind of I don't know, magic to it almost. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Like with
fun.
the shadows and everything and all
Mm-hmm.
the zombies, and it's like you got to figure out how to work that, how that works and everything. It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun, and uh, as knowing what comes after, I'm definitely glad this is here. Knowing,
Sort of after.
yeah. So, I guess next week we're gonna be covering. We're gonna be we're gonna be covering
What are we gonna be covering?
Sabori Archipelago to Impel Down, and then
Yeah.
Marineford is gonna be its own special finale episode for the first. We're done. We're done with One Piece for the first half. So I
Oh,
think
okay.
that should be a special episode. We might have to do something special. I'm gonna have to come up for something special for us to do there.
Okay.
But yeah, I
Just
think
talk about it as a whole
I think
from then.
I think yeah, I think yeah. So that's the plan. We're almost halfway done with One Piece.
Huh.
It's crazy. It's good. If you like these videos, leave a thumbs up.
Yeah, hit that
Hit
subscribe
that
button,
subscribe
hit that
button.
like
We
button,
gotta
hit
start
that
doing
bell
this. Hit that bell
notification.
button. Follow me on Twitter.
Uh, what? Don't
Follow me
worry
on
about it.
Twitch. We might play One Piece on Twitch. Who knows?
Oh,
we,
yeah, I forgot there's a lot of One Piece games.
yeah, we can start playing One Piece games now.
Could.
That'd be fun. I need to go. I need to buy that party game. That'd be fun.
That would be a
That
good one.
PS2 Mario Party clone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much it for Thriller Bark. It's okay. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely a good arc in my opinion.
it's One
Again,
Piece.
yeah, step down from Water 7 and all that, but still a quality arc.
Yeah, Brook's good. We'll talk about Brook more in the next arcs because we don't really get a feel. Like we kind of get a feel, but
Yeah, we get a good amount of Brook, but not too much Brook, I
not
guess.
too much Brook. So, but next time Salbody Archipelago to Impel Down. I hope you're ready because that's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah.
Oh my Jesus,
The
man.
next arcs are packed.
Packed.
Information packed.
Packed, bro. But,
God.
yeah. All right, man. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
See you next time.